Welcome to Celeb Biz. This is where we explore the entrepreneurial ventures of your favorite celebrities. And my name is Amele Josu. Well, today on the show, we are taking a step into the world of a big luminary like that. He's not just a musician, but also a business mogul and an entrepreneur extraordinaire. I mean, you may know him as the enjoyment minister, but listen, it goes way beyond the enjoyment. He's left an indelible mark on the Ghana entertainment scene, and he didn't just stop there, but also moved on to carve his name in the archives of entrepreneurship. My guest on the show today is Desmond Kwesi Blackmore, popularly known as DBlacks.
You're very eloquent.
Thank you. Thanks for welcoming us into your space.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
As cliche as this may sound, I just have to say it. You are a big man.
Thank you.
Very, because, I was just going through reading about you, and you have a lot of accomplishment to your name.
Thank you.
And it's inspiring to know this, but just want to know, how many businesses do you have to your name?
How many? Okay, so the first one was, the first thing I did before even getting into music was advertising and marketing.
Okay.
So I was doing that, and that's where I got the money to invest in my music.
Okay.
So it was a company I started called Black Avenue Works. And then when I invested in the music, I started a record label, Black Avenue Music. So it was myself, Joey B, DJ Breezy, and that's how I started that company. And then I took a break from music in 2016, around the time when Castro disappeared.
Yeah.
And I went into events. So I started Livewire events. We did Bukom Banku versus Aite Powers, Celebrity Soccer, a host of events. That was my third company. And then I started doing branding. That's Volcano. Then I built Club Onyx. That's number 5. Then Oasis Lounge. That's number 6. Number 7 is Casablanca Lounge.
Okay.
Then Frosty Moon is an ice cream franchise business.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. That's where we ate.
Yeah.
And then 12 Saints. It's a merchandise store in West Legon.
Okay.
That's 9. La Maison.
10.
10.
Yeah.
And then a food delivery business called Just Order. So 11.
11.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know you have a background in economics, but it's pleasing to know that for you was business first before music.
Yeah.
But what was that pivotal moment that motivated you to go into all these businesses, open this chain?
So before I started making music, I was working at a nightclub.
Okay.
So that's where the inspiration for the entertainment business came about. I was working at Aphrodisiac nightclub. It was owned by Confidence.
Yeah.
It's like just 3 minutes away from here. So I was one of the procurement guys they sent on errands. I was about 21 years old, and then she started an advertising company. And then along the line, I was working there too. Along the line, she let it go to focus on the club. And she said, listen, if you're interested, you should continue it. Register your own company and then do the jobs that we had. So I did that. I registered Black Avenue Works and I started working for myself. And that's where I got a gig with Coca-Cola. They had introduced a new energy drink. And in 6 months, I was making money that I had never seen before. So I took that money and I decided, listen, anytime I make money off any of my investments, reinvested in another business. So I took the money from Black Avenue Works, put it in the music. The music made money. I put it in something else, and I decided to continue. So it's been 13 years, 14 years, and 11 investments.
Reinvested and yeah. Wow. So for you, music has been rewarding.
Yes.
Interesting.
Music finance, maybe 5 or 4 out of the 11.
Of your businesses?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. But then, combining that creative aspect of your work and then the managerial side, how do you balance both?
So I always believe in teamwork. there's people that have been around me for years, and you know when you're in a music scene, you know that it's not a salary structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're in showbiz, it's mainly commission of revenue that comes in. So if DBlacks as an artist isn't putting music out or isn't as active, the whole team will suffer.
Definitely.
So I always decided to work with people that I trusted enough to put them in different places. So somebody like Safa's manager, he's called Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off with Emmanuel with Live Wire events. So he was a stage coordinator when we were doing Bukombangu versus Aite Powers.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I built the club the next year, even though he was still doing events with us, I gave him maintenance manager roles at the club.
Okay.
So weekend nights, this is what he does if we're not doing any events. Then when we started and signed Safa, I assigned him to Safa as well. So now this is somebody I trust who has now 3 revenue streams. Because if I have 3 revenue streams, why can't I put some of my team members on to also have 3 revenue streams? But I got to a point Safa became huge.
Yeah.
He couldn't do all the 3. So he had to pick one, and he picked Safa.
Mm-hmm.
But at least he had made enough money off these other 3, and now he's making a lot of money off just managing Safa. And there's I could give you about 10 more examples of people like this in my life that are doing 2 things in 2 different companies that I own. And once you have that type of structure around you, it's easier to manage because you can always delegate and say, listen, when you're looking to book Safa for a show, you don't have to call DBlacks.
Yeah.
You have to call him. If you're looking to book us for an event, when you're looking to come to the restaurant, you're not calling me. You're calling the manager of the restaurant. You know, so I delegate and I know how to fit people into where their strengths lie.
Okay. Do you is there any training that goes on?
Yeah, there's a lot of training, especially in an establishment like where we are. You probably had about 4 different training sessions.
Okay.
You know, and it's not off the bat you're going to be a manager at the top.
Yeah.
You have to go through and actually understand the business to be able to get to that point where you're the boss now. You know.
Mm-hmm. So just walk us through the thought process. When you spot new business opportunity, what goes into it?
I think the first thing is I have to be incredibly passionate about it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it won't work. I've tried to invest in things that I'm not passionate about, maybe 3 times. Never work. I invested in a black soap factory once.
Okay.
But
You weren't passionate about that.
This is like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
The investment is still there. I haven't been to the factory ever since I made the investment. It's not something I was passionate about, so it obviously didn't work. It's so many other things, you know. And then I came to the realization that if I'm not passionate about it, if I'm not in a hurry to wake up in the morning to go and check on it and see to it and see how it's doing. Oh yeah, 12 businesses. Enjoyment Radio.
Oh yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah. There's that one
so
too.
Something like Enjoyment Radio, that's my latest. And it's something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I'm there 3 times a week. I'm online checking, okay, so how many listeners did we get this week? How many people are listening now compared to last week? What's the growth? You know, which country is listening more? It's obviously Ghana, but who's number 2? Who's number 3? I'm passionate about that. Let's create new shows. Let's get new content. You know, something that I'm passionate about. So I feel like most of my investments all center around entertainment and hospitality.
Yeah. Yeah. So for you, it's just following your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. But then we know that the entertainment industry is known for its unpredictability sometimes. So, I mean, what kind of challenges have you faced since you started?
I haven't faced challenges.
Really?
Because, you know, as an artist, you can't be hot forever.
Definitely.
So you're hot in 2016, 2017. Somebody else is bigger than you. A bunch of people have bigger songs. So now, okay, you as an artist doesn't have a hit song on the radio, but your club is doing very well.
Yeah.
So now the revenue stream is balanced. Last year, majority of the revenue was coming from the music. This year, it's the club.
Okay.
And maybe the year after, you decide to take a break from the club and do some renovation. So now the restaurant is making the money for you. Then the year after, you have a hit song again. Then you come. Then okay, then Safa has the hit song, and it goes up. Oh, the ice cream company is shut up. You have 10 branches now. So now there's always every year there's always a change in
Something,
who's the leader out of
Okay.
the conglomerate. You know.
So for you, it's all about the diversity and I
Mhm.
mean reaping the benefits of that. Well, so let's talk about La Maison, where we currently seated now. I think it's interesting adding that to your portfolio, but how do you ensure that fine dining experience for your customers?
So it's training.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, but my mother worked with Ministry of Tourism, Ghana
Okay.
Tourism Authority, her whole life. My mother was quality assurance manager. So she's the one who says this hotel is 3 stars, this is 4
Oh,
stars.
okay.
She led that team for so many years. So I grew up watching that. If I walk into the restaurant now, I know exactly what's wrong.
Okay.
My mother had that eye, and I got that from her. So she's on retirement now, but she also has her own consultancy. So she comes and trains. She trained all the staff here. I brought other consultants in, people from the U.S., all over the world. I've had about 4 different consultants. Somebody formerly of Ghana Airways, a butler, John the butler, the chef Mohammed, that's my mother. There's so many people have come in and brought in their 2 cents.
Recommendations
to
here
make
and
sure,
there.
and we're only 8 months old, so it's been a process. It's also been a learning process for me. You know, when these trainings are going on, I'm sitting in there.
Okay.
I'm learning. I need to understand what they're teaching my team. You know, so when 2 years later, one member says, "Okay, I'm out," it's something that I can also impart
Yeah.
to who's coming to take that position, and also to understand what my business is about. I got into this field, so I need to understand what it's about.
Yeah, certainly. But 8 months into this business, how has the reception been like?
Amazing. It's actually better than I anticipated.
Okay.
Yes, fine dining. It's a very. You have to carefully plan it. You know, I took a lot of time and energy out of my regular life to be able to make sure La Maison. I wanted it to be one of the top 10 restaurants in the country.
And how's that looking?
Google and see. You'll
Definitely.
see.
I sure will.
It's looking number 7-ish.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
well, that's
top
good. I
10
mean, because 8 months in the business.
Yeah, when you type
That's
fine dining restaurants in the crowd, the top 20 list,
Yeah.
you see us at number 7, number 8 or number 7.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. And I think you mentioned that you have some investment in the fashion industry as well, right?
12 cents. Okay, so it's not an investment in the fashion industry.
Okay.
There's a lot of artists who have merchandise
Yeah.
and don't have outlets to push them from.
Okay.
So I have an outlet in West Legon that has Shatawale stuff, Stoneboy stuff,
Oh.
Haja for real stuff, Salma Moomin stuff, my
Interesting.
stuff. Everybody's stuff is there.
So it's not just like Black Avenue clothing or DBlacks merch.
Everybody's stuff is there.
Interesting.
Everybody's stuff is there. Anybody who has merch that wants to get it to the fans, have it there. There's a delivery service where it could be sent straight to you. You could walk into the store. You could get a haircut. You could get a pedicure. You could play pool. You could play video games with other celebrities who come in to get their stuff done. It's an interesting place.
You're really keen on collaboration.
Yeah.
Because I see how you welcome, I mean, talking about having Shatawale, Stoneboy, everyone staff in your shop. Are you not bothered about the whole competition craze out there?
Never. Nah. I think everybody has their own brand and their own path in life. Collaborating with other artists or other creators is only going to lead to you reaching a wider audience. You know, I probably have an audience that the next artist doesn't have, and they have an audience. I've always been like that. When I was rapping, my first album was basically rap music in English. I got a lot of award nominations and traveled, but I wasn't making any money in the beginning. But as soon as I began to collaborate with artists who had a wider reach, especially those who could make music in a local language.
Yeah.
So I did the first one with Kwabna,
Yeah.
2010. Then I started getting recognized and I started getting played on radio stations who were not keen on playing English rap music. Because now there was a little twist to it. Oh, the guy who sang Aso,
Yeah.
Kwabna, okay, we could play that. So now you're asking whose song is it? Then you find out, oh, it's DBlacks. Oh, he has other
DBlacks
music?
song, yeah.
I'll give you another one with Safa. I'll give you another one with D-Crime. I'll give you another one with Castro. Those people were talented individuals who the masses were already appreciating because of the language. And me, I didn't have a firm enough grasp of the Tree language to be able to make music rapping in Tree. So we did.
Yeah.
You know, but I collaborated with other people who opened certain doors for me. Then I became an established artist on my own, where I can now put out music the way I wanted to put it out. You know, so taking what I was doing in music to business, I realized it never affected me collaborating with other artists. Everybody got their shine, everybody got their love when we do music. And all of us could perform those records on our platforms, on our stages. So if I have a platform like this, I share with everyone. Yeah. You know, so everybody can make money and everybody can progress.
Definitely. I mean, since you've already touched on the music bit, let's talk about Black Avenue music from the managerial aspect. What are your perspective on artist management in Ghana's music industry?
So I feel like a lot of artists, managers are not learned.
Okay.
But outside of here, I feel like it's because we didn't take music as a business early enough. You know, as a people, growing up, when you said you made music, everybody felt it was like a hobby.
Yeah.
When you say, oh, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, nice.
Nice.
The next question is, what hospital?
Yeah.
Or what type of medicine do you practice? But when you ask somebody, what do you do, and you say, I make music, they're like, oh, what else?
Yeah. I know, right?
Music and, you know, it was always looked at like a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, and the Nigerians and the Europeans and the Americans, so they took it as a business and they structured it and took time out to actually learn.
Okay.
Go to seminars. When you speak to a Nigerian artist manager, you understand. And the music scene changes every few years. You know, so now you need to learn about publishing. You need to learn about streaming and how to get your song on DSP platforms. And a lot of artist managers might not even understand that.
Yeah.
Most artist managers are the close bona fide friends of the musicians that they trust.
Yeah.
That, listen, I trust you because there's no school for learning artist
music
management.
Business or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's who do you trust for your money to go through? Who do you trust to lead you when you're going onto stage? There's so many things that also matter. So once that person meets some of those criteria, then it's fine. But as long as those managers are able to learn how the music industry works and how it changes, it'll go a long way to help us.
Yeah.
It's something that I keep encouraging. Reading and learning is part of the business. And even the artists themselves, not everybody is a businessman.
Yeah.
Some artists are just pure creatives. I just want to make music and perform. So now you need that guy who understands the business, who, even if they don't understand, make the effort to learn.
Definitely.
So that now when we go and sit in meetings, you can understand what's going on the table. When somebody comes and says, I want to purchase the back catalog, do you understand what that means? Once you're willing to learn, I feel like the industry of artist management will grow and become a more lucrative venture. People will be graduating from school and then when you ask, you don't say, oh, I just want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be you say, I want to be an artist manager, I want to be an executive producer of music. You know, it's a career and it's very lucrative. So once the people understand that it's a career and you can learn and read and educate yourself well, people can take it a bit more seriously.
So, I mean, in light of all these controversies regarding the comparison between the Ghana music industry and that of other countries, you're saying we have no one to blame but ourselves.
So if I will speak bluntly, I would say that the structures that are in place for our music industry are terrible. Okay. GAMRO is a terrible organization. There's no accountability. I don't know how much revenue I've made from GAMRO in my 13 years in the music industry.
They haven't paid you any?
They've attempted to, but there's no accountability, and it's chump change. You can't tell me, oh, this is what we're giving everybody. You know, it doesn't make any sense. When we receive our royalties from outside of the country, you get reports.
Okay.
In New Zealand, the song played 77 times between the month of May and August on Spotify. On Apple Music in Japan, all this data is there. I know companies that are ready to come and assist Ghana for free.
Yeah.
To set up organizations to track our music and disburse our royalties properly. And Ghana refused to do so. For whatever reason, I don't know. It looks very suspicious. Music as a body are in court. There's no leader. It's just a mess.
Right.
I feel like those structures need to be in place to handle or overlook the rights of Ghanaian creatives. It's not just even in the music scene, also in the movie scene as well.
Yeah.
You know, people need to understand these are our careers, these are our lives. Musicians here die paupers.
Yeah.
It needs to be fixed. And this is one of the most important things that I feel like the Ministry of Tourism,
Arts and Culture, yeah.
and the government as a whole should look at. You know, it's really important. Promises have been made years over, and we really haven't seen much happen. But the eye is on Ghana now, and I feel like the time is now.
It's now, certainly.
I feel like we also need to push the agenda of 80% Ghanaian content on our televisions, on our radios, and in our hospitality places of leisure. It's something that other countries do and has helped them immensely. It's something that I feel like we should do as well.
And follow suit.
Yeah.
Certainly. So, I mean, still on Black Avenue Music, what goes into signing an artist?
I gotta love the music, and you have to work harder than I do.
But that's quite tough. That's a challenge.
If you don't, our relationship will probably be cut short within a couple of months. If you're not, you have to push me. I could love the music. You could be an incredible singer. You could be the best rapper ever. But if you're not on the grind, if you're not hungry, if you're not more passionate than I am about your stuff, it won't work. I don't mind investing, but if I invest and I see you're not as passionate, now I take my time. Before I was so passionate about the music that I could invest in 5.
Yeah, because you had quite a number on the label.
Yeah. I wasn't looking at the qualities, like are you waking up at 6 a.m. to
it all goes into it.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Because I'm not going to throw my money away anymore. You have to be hungry. You have to push me. Boss, please, when are we releasing the next song? I have 8 songs done. I have a new artist called Paul Noun. I met him in 2021.
Okay.
We've only put out 1 song. You probably haven't even heard the song. I met him in 2021, and I said, I can't do it now. Give me a year. Wait for me. Record 40 songs in that 1 year. Send them to me every time you record the songs. This guy recorded 42 songs. Wow. In a year and a half. And every 2-3 weeks, he would send me a song.
Oh.
Now, we can't even pick what we're putting out. Because the music is so good. When I say we're meeting at 2 o'clock, he shows up at 1. That's what I'm looking for. Awesome.
That hunger, that passion.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. So, I mean, I believe you've had quite a lot of rumors regarding your relationship with some of your signees. Talk about Safa.
It's so sad. Safa is like my little sister.
Yeah, because
but I don't blame anybody at all. That's just the way the industry is.
Yeah.
If I open my phone and I show you, I'll actually put it on the camera for you guys to see. I'll open up my WhatsApp chats with Safa. You know what you see?
No.
Every sentence Safa types to me starts with please. For 5 years.
Wow. So more like, so a big brother.
Boss, please.
Oh.
Thank you. Boss, please. Please. Thank you. Every single, and when I say every single one, I mean
every single one. Wow.
I don't think Safa even knows, when she knows my house. If he tells Safa where is my bedroom, she can't point it out to me.
Wow. That's interesting.
But I don't blame anybody. I don't blame.
But doesn't it create an awkward feeling? I mean, considering the relationship, but maybe when you both meet in the studio, there's no awkward feeling in there.
Never.
Okay.
I've known Safa for 5 years. When her contract was up, she came and said, "Nah, boss, we need to do another 5." Oh. Even before it was up. Safa is my sister.
Yeah.
Look, put the zoom on this.
I believe they'll capture.
This is I'm green.
Yeah.
This is Safa. She's called Safa Misu. I said, Safa, Misu, have you got the Sika? He said, yes, please. I sent it to him. Let me slide and go to maybe another month. And tell me when to stop. anywhere I stop.
We have the evidence now.
Okay, yes, he's here to get back to me, please. Hopefully soon. Boss, please, which of the songs did you have this concept for, please? Oh, yes, please.
I mean, that's why we have evidence. No need to explain further.
That's how me and Safa speak.
Yeah.
And I love how respectful she is. That's the way you can tell, say, I'm a titano. Yeah. And Safa has never introduced me to a boyfriend before.
A strictly professional.
And I ask her, I'm like, so what, don't you want a boyfriend? She said, no, they're all not serious. That's always her answer, they're all not serious. Safa is 27, I think. We've known her since she was like 22.
Yeah.
And I think she's a shining example of what a female artist who knows what she wants is. But I know the stereotype, when a guy signs a female artist, it means...
And even that part where they say, oh, as a manager, you have to,
No, you don't have to. You don't have to, it's wrong. If she likes you, for you, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But it's not mandatory, it's wrong. It's actually very, very wrong. And it speaks ill of whoever believes that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sexual relations is not mandatory between a manager and an artist. I feel like it's very, very wrong, and I can speak on this all day.
Yeah.
It's not by force. That's her private life. Who she decides to be with is her. The relationship you guys have is a business relationship. You guys will have a personal relationship, but I feel like it should be boundaries should be respected. It's not why do you have to sleep?
I mean, they use the excuse that that's a way of securing your investment, which shouldn't be the case.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. Paperwork and lawyers should secure your investment. Focus more on that than sleeping with the artist.
Yeah.
Open that account up elsewhere, that's different, but it's not by force.
Certainly. Let's touch a bit on Club Onyx and Oasis venturing into the nightlife business. How do you love it? Yeah, because I mean, if you are not passionate, you wouldn't have gone into it.
Love it.
I mean, enjoyment minister, your name speaks for it. Yeah, but then the social and cultural responsibilities that tag along with that. How do you manage that?
Explain to me what you mean by social and cultural responsibilities.
We all know the perception about nightclubs in this country. If you frequent a nightclub, you said not. You're talked as not being serious, a slay queen, a slay. There's that. So for you, I mean, coming from your point of view, you're a business mogul, so you it's business as usual. But managing all these, and then you're a brand ambassador for Ciroc as well.
No, that's in the past.
It's over. You're done. Yeah.
It's 2014.
Oh, okay.
2015.
That's nice.
I've done 3 other brands after that.
Oh, really?
I've done Bel Air, I've done Hennessy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, how do you manage all that responsibilities?
If you followed my journey, you would know that I'm not perturbed by people's opinions. I feel like there's always everybody wants to have a good time at a particular point in their lives. I have 2 establishments that cater to 2 different demographics. Oasis is for the young, vibrant youth, the dance culture, the Afrobeat culture. Club Onyx is a more mature clientele, big boys, and everybody from ministers to business executives to radio and television hosts party there. Celebrities throw parties there all the time, and it shouldn't be it's not a bad thing. Everybody wants to have a good time at certain points. When you work hard, you play hard, you have a good time, and it's a business. It's a fun business. It's an entertaining business, and the people who are mature enough understand it.
Yeah.
Understand that we're having a great time, and we got to go to work on Monday. Got to go to work on Tuesday. But the weekend is the weekend, and we'll have a great time and enjoy ourselves with the enjoyment minister.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Interesting. We talked about all the alcohol brands you've worked with. Considering the restrictions regarding that in this country, how do you manage?
So I was doing those things before to all those, and then now you're not able to do what I was doing back then. So it's very limited now. to events and parties. And I have an annual event that I do, a DBlacks event called Tropical Fiesta. So that's how we fuse those brands in, and we have these parties out of town and in the club and at the lounges. Before we used to have huge billboards, but now we can't do that anymore. So now we have to play by the rules.
So, and do you feel like the creatives in this country are really not bothered about all the restrictions that's affecting the trade?
They are, but like I said before, the music scene in Ghana hasn't been taken as serious as it should. If everybody had a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer who understood, a petition would have been sent by now, because other countries have done it. You're limiting our
revenue
streams. Let's have a talk. There was no talk. It was just boom. No more billboards for celebrities. No more da 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 da. But how is it working in other countries? How is it working in other countries? How are other musicians blowing up and putting food on the tables for their families and more off deals like this? And why can't we do this? You know, there's worse things happening in our society.
Yeah.
You know, why are we not tackling that? Why are we limiting the creatives? We're part of the reason why tourism industries is growing at such a rapid rate in our country. Why are you cutting the grass? You know, but I can't speak for it by myself.
As a collective responsibility.
Yes, you know, but because we're not united and we're not pushing properly our business, the music business, we're not able to come together as one and make. And we have conversations all the time about this, but then now the call to action is slow because it'll take money to make it happen.
Yeah.
And nobody's willing to take money out their pockets to do these things, you know. But soon we will.
Yeah. But you once pursued an interest in the movie industry.
Movies was before music.
Oh, way before music.
I was a teenager. Oh no, well, you mean like producing?
Yeah, producing.
I'm back at it.
Okay.
So, and German Radio is two companies, German Radio and German Digital. So, and German Digital produces TV shows. I just produce my own TV show. I'm the host.
Oh, awesome.
Like you over here.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, it's set in my barbershop, Casablanca.
Okay.
So it's like you're a fly on the wall listening to conversations with me and Joey B and EL and Sakradia and DKB and PY and Eddie Blay and Akwabwa, Kwabna. All the names I mentioned are guests on the show.
Wow.
So
that'll be interesting.
We're in the barbershop, we're getting a haircut and we're talking as boys.
Yeah.
And just imagine you were a fly on the wall and you could hear the whole conversation.
Oh.
So this show comes out in November, I think. Yeah.
That's innovative.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I'll look forward to that one.
Yeah, it's called Uncut, so look out for it.
Okay. Awesome.
This is the first time I've spoken about it.
I mean, so that's an exclusive for us.
This is the first
we'll
time
look forward to that one.
The first time I did anything like this was 2016 with Peace Hyde.
Yeah.
Yes, we did the EFGH show, and that was amazing. Then she left for Lagos, worked with Forbes, and created her own show. She's back in Ghana now too, doing big things. Young, Famous, and African on Netflix. Yeah. So I'm back at TV now. Safa also has her show coming.
Awesome.
We have another show with Reggie Rockstone as well. We have another with celebrity chef Mame. So we're producing a lot of TV shows, a lot of radio shows on that platform.
And talk about the event space. I mean, live wire events. How's the whole event industry like? I mean, since you ventured into it.
It's been very good. We did a Kundum festival. Yeah. I think about 3 different festivals. We've done a lot. And every event that myself as an artist it does is produced by Livewire Events. Every event that Safa does is produced by Livewire.
Okay.
We've done the boxing fights. We've done soccer games. We've done quite a bit.
And there's like Tropical Fiesta every
Tropical
year.
Fiesta also is Livewire Events.
Awesome.
So I love it. The entertainment space is where my passion lies. So,
I mean, whichever way you have to go to, I mean, make it has to happen for you. Now, let's talk about your personal branding. Since, I mean, that's like way back 2000 what? since you started with Quick Thems.
I started with Quick 2009.
2009, yeah.
So 2010, then I went solo in 2010. So it's 14 years.
How has it been like? What were some of the key things you factored into your personal branding to make you stay relevant all through that period?
I'm just very hardworking. I'm just very, very determined. I'm a workaholic, and I feel like that's what's been able to keep me here till now. My music is not the average. It's not for the average consumer.
Yeah.
It's very different. If you listen to an album, there's songs that don't get on the radio. Those are the type of songs that I actually personally like. That's rap music with punchlines and metaphors and double entendres. But they're not commercial songs.
Yeah.
The commercial songs are more dumbed down for the masses, for everybody to have a good time and dance and be able to sing along. But it doesn't end there. I go the extra mile to promote, to brand, to advertise and make sure that all is in place. And it doesn't end with the music. It also goes into my persona, how my beliefs, how I carry myself, how I speak. It's very important. Even when you don't have music, who is DBlacks?
Yeah.
You know, can't have music on the radio all the time. For 14 years, I probably have music on the radio maybe half the time, maybe 7 out of the 14. Some years I don't really do much. I'm invested in the other businesses so much but the way you carry yourself and it's important. Sometimes you might make mistakes, but it's important to always correct them, learn from them, and push yourself to do better than you did the year before. And that's just the way I've been all my life.
You mentioned that you're not one person who is, perturbed by what people say. And you also just touched on the fact that when you make mistakes, you have to correct them. Every celebrity has their fair share of scandals. And I see how you're...
I think I've had 2 or 3.
2 or 3? Yeah, I think so.
I've done well.
You try. But I see how you take time to, address some of these issues on Twitter, especially. Once someone calls you out on something, you quickly address it just to quell the fame. But then, the Dr. Ewan one, that was like one. I like the way you went about it. You just made fun. You always seem to find humor in these things to quell it.
Which other way?
I know, right?
Are we come to fight? The thing has happened. The thing has finished. It's over. You have seen it. Funny enough, when these things happen, I always ask myself, I'm black. And I laugh at myself. I laugh at the jokes because it's a very small part of my dreams and my goals. It's just a small piece of the dream that I have for myself. And it will never derail my plan. There's no way. So let's laugh about it. The mistake happened, There you go. And if you think about me, you don't really think about those things anymore. I've achieved so much in my life that I'm grateful for.
Yeah,
and I got kids now, so the focus should always be on the positive. I got people that look up to me.
Yeah.
So let's always try and strive to do better, and let everybody understand that mistakes will happen, but it's how you deal with them that counts the most.
So for you, it doesn't get in the way of your mental health. Because sometimes we find ourselves worrying so much for you people, especially with that sushi saga. But doesn't it affect your mental health in any way?
You have to be strong, This industry, showbiz, it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
You have to be mentally strong and you have to be spiritually strong. I believe in God. Nobody else, nothing else. And that's what gives me my strength. So no matter whether it's planned or not, no matter what adversity comes thrown at me, my strength comes from God. And that's the highest. I'll deal with everything and move on to the next level.
But just to, set record straight, was that really a publicity stunt?
Never.
It wasn't?
I don't do publicity stunts.
Oh, okay.
It's a very long story. It was somebody that I was seeing that did that.
Okay.
I spoke about it. I think I spoke about it once. Who did I speak? I think a big somebody. I spoke about it once, but I don't do publicity stunts. They don't. Doesn't. I don't think it's for me.
It's worth it. Yeah.
It's not for me. It worked for other people. I have nothing against publicity stunts, but I don't think I need a publicity stunt for anything. Absolutely nothing. I've never done a publicity stunt, like beef with somebody by force for a song coming out. The only thing that would make you guys think it was a publicity stunt was I had come back from being stuck in the US when that happened. Okay. So when I came back, I said I was going to get back to the music. So I produced a song, shot the video ready to release in 2 weeks. So when that happened and I was watching the trends on Twitter, I called the video director. I said, we're not releasing the video in 2 weeks, we're releasing it tomorrow.
Wow, yeah.
Finish the video.
I mean,
No. So you're talking about me? Let me give you music to talk about. And then that's why I put the song out. And I didn't, a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes of showbiz, but when you're about to release a single, you have to release it, you have to submit it to distributors. Like when you're working with a big distribution company, you send the song 2 weeks ahead of time so you could get playlisting.
Yeah. You
could get proper marketing. If you drop the song 1 week or less to the distributors, you don't get the right marketing, you don't get the right playlisting across the continent or the world. So it's a risk that I took because I planned for the song to come out in 2 weeks.
Okay, and then you have to push it out there.
I'm saying tomorrow, let's drop it. So it was difficult for me to market that song the way I wanted to. But if it was a publicity stunt, like I'm a bit tipper, the song would have been the biggest song in the country.
Yeah.
But it's something that I had to do at that point,
Well, I mean, that's interesting to know. That's interesting to know. I like the resilience and the whole fortitude in the face of challenges. It's quite inspiring.
Thank you.
Has it been like this in life, or you had to decide that this is how I have to go at a certain point in time?
I haven't had drama in the first 10, 11 years of my career. This is a recent. I used to tell myself this will mean nothing bad will happen for my.
So you were actually called in for it.
One day it will happen. So the first few years, first 10, 11 years, there was never any drama. It was always the music and whatever. There was never really any drama. But these two happened back to back. And the Dr. Ewan one was just incredibly stupid. I can't believe I fell for that nonsense.
Yeah, because considering what goes into you.
Oh my God. If you saw the email, you would have fallen for it.
I can imagine.
Very well written with crest, logos.
The packaging was tight.
I almost went with my mother. I almost went with my mother.
Wow.
I actually told her we are going. United Nations at debut, Alisa Hotel. But I had 7 tickets, and I was with 8 on my team that day.
Wow.
So I told my mother, my papa. And I went. When I got there, Safa had worn a very sharp suit. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was looking good.
We all look very foolish.
It happens, as you said.
Yeah.
It's all part of the spices of the whole.
When I thought about it, I had to laugh.
Yeah. But now it's all going to be like humor. We all laugh over it and we just move on. Yeah, that's interesting. But doing business in Ghana, considering your experience over these years, how would you describe it?
It's difficult.
Even for you as a celebrity.
It's difficult. Hospitality businesses now we're taxed 21.9% by the GRA. So if you were making 1,000 cities, 219 cities is for the government. They just audited us. You have to make sure your books are proper. It's difficult. The taxes go up every other year.
Yeah.
We don't have proper structures in place as musicians to collect royalties. So it's difficult. In all the areas that I'm in, it's difficult. You have to be blessed and very hardworking to be able to maneuver yourself and remain in business in such conditions. The dollar goes crazy. when it wants to.
Yeah, the fluctuations and all that.
I remember I was paying for property to do business. And when I paid the first tranche, the dollar was 8 cedis. When it was left for the balance, 2 months later, the dollar was 13 cedis. So now I started sweating to see if the dollar would come to 10 or 9. It started going to 15. So I was forced to pay at 13. And it's not a small sum of money. You know, so now if you've done a budget, now your budget is almost double. So now how are you going to make that money back? Now recouping becomes a longer period because for your services that you're rendering, you're not charging dollars, you're charging cities. And you have to stick to those cities. Cost of goods go up. As soon as petrol prices goes up, everything else goes up. So that means when you're going to change your prices, the customers are used to it. Now you come, at the same time, taxes have gone up, cost of goods have gone up. So something you're selling for 200, you're going to sell for 400, nobody's going to buy it. So now your profit margins drop. And that's the business we're in.
So would you say it's okay for a celebrity to exercise that freedom of association and go all out and endorsing political figures and the likes?
I can't endorse political figures. It's very difficult for me. I can only share my opinion.
Okay.
And I've done quite a number of times.
Yeah.
You know, I've shared my opinions, and then if my opinion changes, it's changed.
Okay.
Because if I believed in something and then it went left, I'll tell you, it went left. I wrote it on Twitter the other day. I'm sure you saw it.
When you said, yeah. I mean, things are not really going, as planned. So there's no way we will ever see DBlacks mount on the stage and, going like, I represent this party.
Unless I'm 40 plus.
Oh, okay.
I know that I've finished with this rap.
So when music is over?
Yeah, when music is done, we could do that. But for now, nah. And besides, I don't believe anybody, man.
Yeah.
It'll take a lot to convince
you to go into politics.
To say yes.
You're going to
endorse. I personally don't want to be a politician.
Yeah, but to endorse.
But I just want the best for Ghana. You know, so I've heard numerous politicians speak on, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this when I come into power. But it's very different when you're in power and the things that were promised are not coming to reality.
Yeah.
We're not seeing these things happen. Yeah. So to convince me means I'm actually, we got one foot in the door. I can see that, there are actually plans being made. Then I'll believe it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it on different factions. I've seen it on this faction, I've seen it on this faction, and some of these things never happen. And me, I'm for the masses, I'm for the people. That's why I was doing a tweet of appreciation when I saw that the duty was scrapped off spare parts.
Yeah.
You know, it's for the people. If the people on the ground, the masses have money in their pockets, the country is happy.
Certainly.
You know, so when I saw things like that, I was excited, I was happy. You know, but at the end of the day, there's still more to running a country than taking duty off spare parts. There's so much.
A whole lot going on. Yeah. So, I mean, if I should, let's say maybe Google may provide me some wrong figures, but what is your net worth looking like right now?
I have no idea.
You haven't even bothered to sit back and say, well, let me put 1 and 2 together and see why.
I mean, so to calculate somebody's net worth means you have to know the value of all their assets.
Yeah.
And it's not possible for anybody to know the value of my assets.
Yeah.
You don't even know how many houses I have. Nobody knows.
I mean, I
have never said it anywhere in my life.
When I was actually saw a figure and I thought it was so insulting. I mean, like, how?
I don't know. You can't value.
Absolutely.
You have to value the person's property, assets, businesses, and there's no way you can know these things. You know, when I see online, top 10 richest musicians, DBlacks. How do you arrive at that? How did you know?
Yeah.
You know, when you're not given the information, verified information by the celebrity or whoever you're valuing, how do you get these figures? And these are figures that I've never spoken about this before. Because I really don't know my net worth. I'm really not concerned about it now.
Yeah.
I just want to build and make sure that there's generational wealth. My kids are good, and the people around me, the people that I work with, the people that have been solidly behind me all these years, everybody's good, everybody's fine. You know, that's my goal. My mother's good, my sister. You know, I'm comfortable. and I know that when I came into this world for a reason. I've achieved that goal, and it's put money in the bank, and I'm happy. You know.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Happiness.
Calculating happiness, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Number two.
Okay. Awesome.
Number three, cash.
Enjoyment. I mean, it ties cash. I thought that was going to be number one, actually.
No, number one can't be physical.
Okay. Okay.
Number one has to be
inward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So happiness, peace.
Being happy, being at peace. Mm-hmm. And when we finish with the inside, you bring the cash.
Yeah.
We'll finish that.
Okay, so let me say, in the world of entertainment, yeah, we've all heard about the legends of the Jay-Z's, Tyler Perry's, and the likes. Do you feel like you're celebrated enough in this country?
Ooh, I don't like, so to be honest with you, I don't like attention.
Oh, okay.
I don't like attention at all. So
but your charisma, I mean, the charisma and the aura you exude alone calls for it.
Yeah, so let's keep it that way. Cool. I don't really like the attention.
Okay.
I don't. I like to be in
your corner doing your thing, raking in the cash and everything.
Yeah, the attention is the least enjoyable part of of what I do. I love people. I love to watch people. I love to celebrate. I love to have a good time. But when attention, sometimes it's a bit too much for me.
Yeah, so I'm yet to see any video or even yet to encounter you in that mood, like so angry or so. I mean, do you ever get angry? Should I put that?
Yeah, but
what makes you angry?
Lazy people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Laziness.
That's the only thing that's going to get to you. I see.
Lazy people and lying and laziness. Those two. Yeah.
And then Ghana bloggers are very
yeah, all my friends, all the bloggers are my friends.
So you're not bothered about, I mean, the lies being peddled out there?
No.
Oh, okay, so that one's okay.
But it comes to showbiz.
Yeah, it's part of the job.
It's part of the job.
Interesting.
You want to be a celebrity, and you want to be everything about you to be positive. Forget about being a celebrity.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear great things about you. Great things, 20%. Negative things, stories. Let's discuss. Let's gossip. That's the 80. That's what's selling.
Talking about the gossip, let's just touch on the briefly. What do you think about Panda Tree in this country? Entertainment Panda Tree.
I really don't follow it.
You don't follow? Okay. So you don't even care about what they say, what they have to do.
I not that I don't care, but I could actually take time out to listen. I've seen some. But it's having an opinion on that means I care about everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't really care about what everybody has to say.
Yeah.
I can only care about the truth. And the truth is not an opinion. The truth is a fact.
Yeah.
So I don't really pay attention to Panda Tree. That's the honest truth. But I'll actually like to be on a panel
one of these days,
and fill it out myself instead of watching.
Okay.
I want to be on a panel.
I mean, that's what Uncut is supposed to do, right? I mean, you're part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So, are there any people you look up to?
Yeah, a lot.
Who are these?
Obama.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
I'll be surprised if you didn't mention that.
Tyler Perry, 50 Cent, Diddy. This is outside of the country. Yeah. But it's very difficult to... I like Don Jazzy too from Nigeria. Yeah. You know, it's very difficult to look up to creators from here.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, a lot of them didn't take the music
business seriously.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we love music. We're creators of the music, but nobody took it to that next level.
Developing and working on their talent.
Yeah, you know, like. When I was younger, right? When I told my mother that I wanted to be a rapper, she prohibited me from being a rapper. But if I said lawyer or doctor,
she would have given you that green light.
Yeah, because she could give me examples.
Yeah.
Of
lawyers who have succeeded.
Yes, like no, not even vague. She would tell me, like Dr. Obobi, our family doctor. Then when you say yes, because Dr. Bobby had an 8-bedroom house, lawyer in Tiamwa. He had a big house in East Legon. He had a Benz. He had a this. He had a, okay. So you
which musician?
So which musician? This is 2005. Who were you come to point to?
I know, right?
Like my area, all the musicians on the road, they're all dead right now. No house, no nothing.
Wow, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So who were you going to point to at that time to say, I want to emulate this person? Now you can.
I mean, you are there.
But, but before that, who were you going to point to and tell your father and your mother that?
I want to be like this. I want to be like DBlacks. I want to be,
There was no DBlacks at the time. You know, it was, the music scene was fun. It was entertaining. People were earning a living, but it wasn't treated as like a
profession.
Solid business. I think the first person that even broke out of the music scene and became a rich man or successful was not even a musician. It was a distributor, which was Despite.
Despite, yeah.
So now when you see the music scene, oh, Despite, he was selling the music.
Selling cassettes and the likes.
Okay. Then your parents are now, okay, let's see. You know, then it became then it took time for it to get to that point. But when I started, when I was 18 years, which is what? Almost 18 years ago, there was nobody there.
Yeah, that's true.
The person that I used to look up to was Reggie Rockstone, still one of my greatest friends till today. You know, Reggie, I have to push him on the business side.
Yeah.
Reggie doesn't care about the business side. He just wants to make music.
And have fun.
And have a great time. He loves music. He's passionate about it. But he wasn't about the music business. Till today, I speak to him almost every day of my life. He's still not passionate about the music business.
Yeah.
But when your parents are there and you are choosing a career path, they're thinking about, they know the baby.
Exactly.
You know?
With a breadwinner and all that.
It was difficult.
So what's that philosophy you live by?
Prayer, hard work, dedication is a mantra.
PhD. Awesome.
I've been saying this for years.
It won't be wrong if anyone looks at you and says, oh, DBlacks is my role model. I mean, for someone like that, what advice are you going to give to that person?
Prayer, hard work, dedication.
Still PhD?
Always. Don't forget God. And without hard work, anything that you earn now will finish.
Yeah.
The best salary, the best.
Definitely.
Then of the year.
Yeah.
What seeds did you sow with it? That's what hard work is. And not giving up on your dream or your goal is the dedication part. Keep doing it and doing it and doing it till it pops off, you know?
I mean, thank you very much for making time for this to happen. I walked in with a, mindset of having a conversation, but this feels like a masterclass. I've learned a lot today. And I'm super grateful that you were able to make time for this.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you too.
Yeah, until we come your way again, same time next week. My name is Amelie Josu, and this is Celeb Biz. Thanks for watching.